Oh, all right, we looking good. First and foremost, I want to say, call Allah Yahweh. So, like, yeah, call Allah Yahweh, but Shemel Shai. What I just said is all praises to the Father in the name of the Son. I also want to say, Yahweh Shemel Shai Barakatah, or Most High in Christ bless. Um, so, what we're going to do is get into this thing, man. Really, I'm going to start here with Malachi 3 and 6. It says, For I am Yahweh, I change not. Right? So, the Most High never changes, man. When He says something, it's not gonna come back void, man. Right? Let me get that right real quick. Salakia. Okay. So it says, therefore, you sons of Jacob are not consumed. Right? Now the thing is, when Israel come out of this place, man, the heathen not gonna be saved at the same time as us, man. They're gonna report to us. I'm not gonna go into the heathen reporting to us in the kingdom, but what I am gonna go into is how when we get into this thing, man, the Lord is talking about how Jacob is above all nations, man. Israel is above all nations, man. It is what it is, man. Right? It's not about everybody, man. Right? And we gotta understand, man. This is basic, right? I don't agree with the whole simultaneous salvation thing, man. That was presented. These nations, they're gonna come and report to Israel, man. We're gonna go and take these nations after we in charge, man. After we get the rulership, or even before that, man. Even before we establish, we're gonna take these nations, man. Because we're not gonna be fully established, I don't believe, when we get the nations in our hand, man. But we're gonna be almost there, man. We're gonna be ready to go, man. We're gonna be trained to go, man. Right? We're gonna be in that zone, man. Right? But the heathen not gonna get the same type of thing that we get, man. This is Isaiah chapter 55, verse 11. It says, So my word that goeth forth from out of my mouth, it shall not return unto me void, right? But it shall accomplish that which I shall please. It shall prosper in the things whereto I sent it, man. Right? So we're gonna understand that the Most High, He ain't playing no games with these nations, man. Right? It's no way around some of these precepts, man, when we get into these things, man, and how the Lord is talking about Israel, man. So this is Deuteronomy chapter 7, verse 6. It says, For thou art an holy people unto Yahweh thy power, man. Right? It says, Yahweh thy power has chosen thee to be a special people, right, unto Himself. Right? So we gotta understand the Most High have chosen us to be special people. He ain't choose anybody else to be special. He ain't choose anybody else to be that holy nation. He ain't choose anybody else to impart His laws, statutes, commandments on. But He is gonna give the nations a chance to get right and follow His ways in the end time, and then that's given throughout the Scripture, man. But the Lord, He ain't really imparting His ways upon any other nation, man, any other people, right? Just looking for something real quick. Yeah, that's what I want. And it says above all people, right? This is what the whole scripture is about. It says above all people that are upon the face of the earth, man. These other heathen ain't gonna be able to come in and be above all people that are upon the face of the earth, man. Right? So we see in this in Isaiah 56, right? And 6 it says, and also the sons of the stranger that join themselves, they got to join themselves to Yahweh, to serve Him and to love the name of Yahweh, to be His servants, right? Everyone that keepeth my Sabbath from polluting it, right? And taketh hold of my covenant, even them will I bring to my holy mountain, right? And to make them a joyful noise in my house of prayer. Their burnt offerings and their sacrifices shall be accepted upon mine altar. For mine house shall be called a house of prayer for all people, man. That don't mean that y'all are equal to the covenant, man. That don't mean that y'all are able to serve the Lord in the manner that the Israelites are able to serve the Lord, man. Right? Romans 9 and 4 says, Who are Israelites? Right? It says, To whom pertaineth the adoption, right? And the glory and the covenants, right? And the giving of the law and the services of God and the promises, right? These other nations have to come and take hold of the covenant. They can't just be a part of it on their own fruition. All right, well, they can't be a part of it just because they heathen, man, right? They gotta come and they gotta accept the will. They gotta accept the way, right? They gotta understand. But we also we got it, man, right? If you turn to the Lord, man, the Lord give you that ability to understand, to walk, to move according to His ways, man, right? So this is First Peter chapter 2, verse 9. It says, but ye are a chosen generation, a royal priesthood, and holy nation, a peculiar people, that ye should show forth the praises of him who hath called you out of darkness into his marvelous light, right? Which in times past were not a people, but are now the people of God, which have not obtained mercy, but now have obtained mercy, man. Right? And then we could go down in here and we seeing that your conversation is honest amongst the Gentiles, man. So when it comes into this thing, man, you got to understand that we going to be around the Gentiles, man. We're going to be speaking around the Gentiles, but we got to be true with this thing, man. Right? It's about the children of Israel, man. Let me see. It was something else that I wanted. Oh, yeah, Revelation 5. So this is Revelation chapter 5, verse yeah, I'm gonna start at verse 10. Actually, I'm gonna go to verse 9, and they sung a new song, right? Thou art worthy to take the book, to open the seals thereof. We are worthy to take the book, man, and open the seals thereof, man. For thou hast slain, for thou wast slain, and has redeemed us to God, right, out of every kindred and tongue and people and nation. This is us being redeemed, man. I don't see how this could be about every people being redeemed. Israel is going to be redeemed, man. The other nations, they're going to have a shot to serve us, man, and they're going to have a shot to serve the Most High, but they're not going to be able to be redeemed, man. How do you redeem something, man? Right? Let me get the definition of redeem. Right, it says to compensate for the faults or bad actions of something, right? To gain or regain possession of something, right? In exchange of payment, right? Let's see, it's got to be another definition for this. To fulfill or carry out a pledge or promise, right? Let's also go here. Where was I just at? Revelation. Right. And let's see, redeem, and Revelation 5 and 9. Let's go into that. Agorazon, right? Which is buy or redeem, to be in marketplace, to attend, to do business there, buy or sell, to of idle people, the hot marketplace lounge there, right? So it's basically talking about buying or turning something in, man. Right, we turning in our right, man. We going into the ways of the Most High, man. This is what the Most High is gonna do with the children of Israel. He's gonna bring us back, man. He's gonna buy us back, man. Right, we're gonna be able to get brought out of every nation, out of every tongue, out of every people, and out of every nation, man. Right, and how do we know this, man? Let me not go there, right? So this is James 1:1. It says James was servant of God and of Yahweh Shai Hamashiach, right, of the Lord Yahweh Shai Hamashiach, to the 12 tribes which were scattered abroad. We are scattered abroad. Greeting, man. Let's get another one real quick, man. Right, this is going to be a rather short video, man, but it is what it is, man. All praise to the Most High. I even have an idea for a lesson, man. This Deuteronomy chapter 30, verse 1, it says, and it shall come to pass when all these things are come upon thee, the blessing and the curse, right, which I have said before thee, and thou shalt call them to mind among all the nations. So in Revelation 5, it says, out of every kindred, tongue, and people and nation, right? Right, and it says among all nations, right? It says whether the Lord thy God have driven thee or scattered thee, man. Right, and thou shalt return unto the Lord thy God. So we returning, or we paying back the price, man. Right, we are fulfilling or carrying out, or what was the one before that, man? We gaining or regaining possession of something, man, in exchange of payment, for payment. So we literally paying a price, man. We repenting, and we laying our lives on the line as a living sacrifice, man. We might have to die on this side, man. Right? That might be the greatest sacrifice we ever had, man. But it's all gonna be for the greater good, man. Right? So we gotta understand that this redemption is going into us being brought out of every people, man, right? And being out of every kindred and every nation, man, and every tongue, man. Let's go to that tongue real quick. And shall obey his voice according to all that I command thee this day, thou and thy children with all thy heart and with thy soul, that then the Lord thy God will turn thy captivity and have compassion on thee, and will return and gather thee from all the nations whither the Lord thy God has scattered thee. Right? There was another one that I wanted. I can't think of it right now, man. It's about every tongue. Okay. Actually, yeah. Right. So this is Isaiah chapter 28:9. It says, "Whom shall he teach knowledge, and whom shall he make to understand doctrine? Them that are weaned from the milk and drawn from the breast. For precept must be upon precept, precept upon precept, line upon line upon line, here a little and there a little." Right? For with stammering lips and another tongue will he speak to this people, man. So out of every tongue, out of every language, out of every different type of Spanish, English, French, Creole, what? All these Arabic, all these different languages, man. I can't think of all the languages off the top of my head, man. But it's a plethora of languages, man, that we're gonna be brought out of, or a plethora of tongues that we're gonna be brought out of, man. So this is Isaiah chapter 14, verse 1, and it says, "For the Lord will have mercy on Jacob, and will yet choose Israel, and set them in their own land." Right, and the strangers shall be joined with them, and they shall cleave to the house of Jacob, man. And they shall take them, and the people shall take them and bring them into their place, and the house of Israel shall possess them in the land of Yahweh for servants and handmaids, and they shall take them captives who captives they were, and they shall rule over their oppressors. Right? So we gotta understand, in the kingdom, man, right? We ain't gonna be able to just think that the heathen gonna be equal to the children of Israel. They're gonna have a role, a place, a certain thing that they could do, man. But they're not going to be able to do the service of God. They're not going to have the laws in their heart like the children of Israel, man. Let's get into that real quick, man. Right? This is Jeremiah 31:31, man. It says, "Behold, the days come, saith Yahweh, and that I will make a new covenant with the house of Israel and with the house of Judah, not the house of the heathen," man. Right, and it says, "Not according to the covenant that I made with their fathers in the day that I took them by the hand to bring them out of the land of Egypt, which my covenant they break." This is why we need to be redeemed, because we broke the covenant, man. Right, "Although I was an husband unto them, saith the Lord, but this shall be the covenant that I will make with the house of Israel after those days, saith Yahweh. I will put my law in their inward parts and write in their hearts, and will be their God, and they shall be my people," man. So the house of the Lord is going to be a house of prayer for all nations, but the house of Israel is going to be the ones who are going to be called His people, man. Right? Even if we go to verse 1, man, right, and it says, "At the same time, Yahweh, I say, if Yahweh, I will be the God of all the families of Israel, and they shall be my people." Right? It is what it is, man. Right, it ain't gonna be we getting picked up and spared with the heathen, man. The heathen ain't gonna get spared with us, man. Right? Let's get that real quick. I think it's Matthew 13. It's either Matthew 13 or Mark 13. Hold on. Okay. I'm gonna go down to the bottom, right? So this here, man. So here is verse 29. But he said, "Nay, lest ye gather up the tares and ye root up also the wheat with them." Right? "Let both grow together until the harvest, and the time of the harvest, I will say to the reapers, gather ye together, burst the tares and bind them in bundles and burn them, right? And gather the wheat into my barn, man, right? So when we go in and we seeing that the wheat and the tares are, we thinking that, oh yeah, we got to deal with all nations. We got to get everybody. No, man. You look at wheat and tares, man, and you see the wheat and tares look similar in appearance, man. Right? You even mentioned in here about the wheat is the children of the kingdom and the tares are the children of the wicked one, man. Right? So when we going into this, man, we cannot say that this is about all people that of all nations. This is about people who look alike, man, that have similar appearances, man. Right? Because when you got a Tia and Tamara Mowry, man, right, or Bob Marley, man, right, when you got nations like people like that, and you can't decipher the difference, man, and you don't know who their forefathers is or who their father is, man, you can't just be like, oh, you can't be accepted. We're gonna be like, all right, you say your father is a black man, or you don't know your father, you got the spirit on you, man. Well, when the day come, man, and the fire hit the earth, man, if you're not on them chariots with us, we know that you got burned up, man. The wheat is getting gathered together in the barn, man. Right? It might be a few that slip through the cracks, man. But when it comes down to it, really, man, most of these heathen, man, that are not Israel, they not gonna accept this thing anyway, man. It might be some that might be Israel, or it might be some that's heathen, man, that look like Israel, man, and they might be playing or cosplaying like they Israel, man. But it's certain things that they can't get right, man. Right? It's certain things that they just can't let go of, man. Right? And you just gotta understand that they might be burned up in the fire, man. Don't think that this mean that all nations gotta be brought into the barn, man, or gathered together, man. This ain't about a pure blonde hair, blue eyed devil, man. Right? If you could tell a devil and you could spot a devil, why would you think that they need to be gathered to the barn, man? Right? This ain't for everybody, man. Right? And even though it might be some that get in mixed in and you might not be able to tell the difference, man, right? It still don't mean that you gotta get everybody the word, man. It don't mean that everybody deserve the word, man. And even with the heathen, man, they don't deserve the whole truth of the matter either, man. Right? Let's see from the live camp I did yesterday, man, or not the live camp, the camp footage I brought out and on the channel, right? That these heathen ain't gonna be able to make it, man. Right? They not gonna be able to make it, man. It's a purpose for them, and which we gonna do is, if you're a heathen and you're willing to humble yourself, man, we gonna treat you as such, man. We're gonna make sure that you putting in arms, that you doing this, you doing that, you making sure that you humble and you serving the children of Israel, man. You ain't gonna be able to just do your own thing, man. Don't think that just because a brother teach that salvation for everybody, even though I don't believe that's the type of manner this is, man. Right? Salvation for everybody don't mean that everybody get the same equal salvation, man. Right? Because a brother teach something like that, man. Right? That mean that all nations can now come into the fold, man. You ought to God forsaken mind if you thinking that all nations could come into the fold, man. Right? The heathen is not going to be able to do the things that we do, even in the kingdom, man. You could give sacrifices, you could pray, right? You can keep the commandments, but you cannot do what the Lord wants us to do, man, which is have the laws in your heart, man. Right? Which is be this type of thing, man. Right? And some nations might be able to do this thing, man, but we not gonna have them over us, man. Right? This Revelation chapter 2, verse 25, right? It says, but that which ye have already hold fast till I come, and he that overcometh and keepeth my works unto the end, to him will I give power over the nations, man. Right? This is talking about the children of Israel, and he shall rule them with a rod of iron, as the vessels of a powder shall they be broken to shivers, even as I received of my Father, right? So this is what we seeing, man. The children of Israel, not the other nations, going to be able to rule over the nation, man. Right? It is what it is, man. The words of the Bible is plain. It's written. It's simple, man. You cannot go around these things, man, and say, oh, yeah, well, what about these and this, that? No, man. It's all laid out, man. These other nations don't get equal right or equal rulership as the children of Israel, man. Right, and yes, I'm suggesting that other nations may have some type of slight rulership, man. And even when you go into Egypt being the basis of kingdoms, man, that's what in the kingdom, man. That's in the kingdom of heaven, and these other nations gonna be turned from their captivity, man, and they're gonna be in not a rulership type state, but they're gonna be ruling over nations, man. It is what it is, man. We cannot get around these scriptures that say the certain things that they say, but it don't mean that all nations is equal, man. It don't mean that all nations will be able to turn back to the Lord, man. Right? 20 minutes is a good place to end, man. So with that, I want to say shalom, how about you,